Dun 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 dun. I was thinking when I woke up this morning, popped on some Christmas music, as I have a tendency to do, Christmas season and all, and was wondering if it felt like Christmas. I know Christmas is still a couple weeks away, but I mean, my life's in an interesting spot. There's no snow on the ground. I'm not putting up stockings on the fireplace mantle and wrapping gifts, or haven't even done any Christmas shopping, or really hardly know if I'm gonna. And I was feeling if it was Christmassy or not, or if it felt like Christmas to me or not. Still not sure, but maybe Christmas maybe is more of an attitude and a feeling uh, than a circumstance or stockings on the fireplace or even a Christmas tree or what have you. Huh, not sure. Let's see, who do we have going on? Who do we have hopping on? We've got Chugger. We got Brian. Hello, Richard Quinn. Hello from San Diego. Hello, Shell. Hello, User. Hello, Brady Bunch. Pizza Puff. Jack. Joe. Cheese. Marshmallow. Brian. And Jay. And Maggie. We got a small crowd hopping on early. It's because it's early. I was a little disappointed in myself. I started heading over and was hoping to get on by 5. Realized I couldn't find my wallet and had to look for my wallet. And it was in a coat pocket in back that I normally don't wear, but I wore it for a special occasion last night. And I had to pull over at the Dunkin' Donuts, the side of the drive up, and get out and search through my car. Realized that I was wearing a different coat when I went to when I was out last night, and I don't know, felt good finding my wallet. I'll tell you that. I hate when I lose my wallet or a phone. Both can be very stressful. You usually end up finding them, but it's traumatic till you do. It certainly is. Hello, Doctor. Hello, Flowerman. Hello, DJ Owl. Jesus is God. Nobody. Mark. B. Jean. Annie, Susie, Webbing, and Rambo. And good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Tuesday morning. It is December 10th. It is 5:07 a.m. Happy Tuesday. This is a little show. It's the smallest little show, especially when I go early, because my audience is small, because most of my audience sleeps. If I have an audience. I like to think I have an audience. What did my old boss describe you all as yesterday? Not an audience, not a congregation, not followers, but it was something else. I'll think of it later today. But anyway, this is a little show I've been doing for quite some time, for about 5.5 years. It's a show about me talking. It's a show about me kind of sharing some of the stories of one man as he goes through life, some of the financial highs and lows, career highs and lows, spiritual highs and lows, relationship highs and lows. And as I realized a couple nights ago, a guy going through heartbreak and working his way through it and figuring it out, how to deal with it. And I was thinking about it this morning, that I feel I've come a long way, and although I'm where I'm at and don't have the money in my bank I should, I'm close to figuring out the financial stuff. A lot of the mental issues that I've dealt with, I think I've got a good handle on. Spiritual wise, I've come so far. Health wise, I've come so far. I stopped drinking, uh, I don't know, 3.5 years ago and smoking. And uh, feel good about all that. But there's still a place in my heart that hurts. And maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be right now. And maybe that's okay. I mean, I've gotten married and gone through a divorce during the 5.5 years of this show. And I guess given that, it's not shocking that there's still some heartbreak and loss and sadness connected to it. And although I don't want the relationship back because I don't think it was ever meant to be, I still wish for it to have been different, and wish for it to be different. And sometimes things aren't different. And sometimes when you go down a path, you think there's, I don't know, marital bliss down that path, and maybe that path was there to teach you something else, or just to give you the blessings, the two beautiful kids that you have from that marriage that I'm going to see today. Yeah. But anyway, hold on, let me take a swig of water. By the way, I just ordered this. I went through the Dunkin' Donuts line. I ordered an extra large coffee with cream, and I said, hey, give me an extra large water if you don't mind. They did, but they were going to charge me $1 for it. And with taxes, it was like $1.08. I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I don't need it. She gave it to me anyway and didn't charge me, so I appreciate that, but I don't know. Something wrong about paying for water. I don't know. Just doesn't seem right. I drank from the hose. I drank well water a fair amount of my life. Ooh. Thank you, Captain Kenny. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, this is not just a show about me talking. Oh, do you know? It is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to have my first sip at this early hour. I'm always a little scared now that I've been drinking these Dunkin' Donuts because it comes out pretty hot, which I have no problem with. But something about this little tiny hole, I don't know if you can see it in the top of the lid, makes it seem like, I don't know why, a little hole seems like it should seem safer. But it's almost like a droplet of like some acid-like substance coming out of the cup. And, I don't know. So anyway, I'm excited with some caution to have my first sip this morning. And my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. I tell you, it's nice. I asked the woman yesterday if I can order pumpkin spice through Dunkin' Donuts, and she goes, oh, yeah. I almost don't know if it could be any better. I don't know if it could be any better. Something about the cream they put in the coffee. Maybe they just put a lot of it in here. But I'll tell you, it's nice. Let's have another sip. Ah, that is very nice. That is very nice. Captain Kenny asks, why am I on so early this morning? I don't know, Captain Kenny. I kind of wanted to see what would happen if I did. I mean, honestly, it's because I woke up early. Yesterday, I slept in past 6 and got on at 6:30. And I'm coming at you from Naperville, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago, and about 35 miles west of Chicago or what have you. And went to bed or fell asleep early last night. Woke up, felt like I'd been sleeping a long time, and I think it was like 10:45. And I think it's my rhythms are thrown off a little bit, if you will. And yeah, I've been going to sleep earlier and earlier and waking up earlier and earlier. I'm gonna have to revert back to normal at some point. But what is normal? What is normal? Jack said all you need is Catherine Johns for news, traffic on the nines, and John Landecker for a legit radio show. Well, thank you, Jack. Yeah, but they wouldn't all fit in my car. They wouldn't all fit in my car. I feel a little reluctant to bring that up. I, about 3 weeks ago, decided to hang out in my car for a little while and see what would happen. And I'll tell you what, it's going pretty well. Although, if I want to do a radio show, I can't fit my radio buddies in my car with me. And, yeah, I can't do that. So I appreciate it. You must be a Chicago area person because all those names sound very familiar. Hello, social debris. Aaron with a Y. J. Russ, Torbay, Mason, M. Alex, and Tasha. And happy to be just me, join. That's so nice. You would be a perfect radio host. Yeah. Isn't that kind of what I'm doing? Isn't that kind of what this is, except it's not officially on the radio? I guess on the radio you can broadcast to a whole country. But I mean, on TikTok you can broadcast to the whole world. So I kind of think it's what I'm already doing outside of doing the interviewing and honestly, the salary. The pay would be nice. But the commute, can't imagine. There's a guy that lives in Naperville. He's was a fairly well-known news anchor for, I think it was ABC. And I saw him yesterday. And I was thinking about him. I mean, I think he's retired, and he's had a little beard growing, and he's got a nice head of hair, but he had a baseball cap on just the same. Saw him at Starbucks. I don't even know his name offhand, and he doesn't know me, but I think we go to the same church as well. But I was thinking about it because he's out in Naperville, and he went to Chicago. I think he did the evening news. Must have been a different sort of life. I mean, probably a good life. I'm sure he's led a good life. I mean, he seems like a good man and regular at our church, and I've seen him at various cool events around town from time to time. But it seems like such a long time ago commuting to Chicago. And I don't know if he took the train or drove, or probably at night he drove, I'd guess, but who knows. Do I keep my car running all night? No, I do not. No, I do not. Today is a 2 for Tuesday. What 2 Air Supply songs would you play on my radio show? Well, I've got 2 Air Supply songs on my playlist. Lost in Love. And what's the other big one? I mean, they've got a few big ones. But I've got 2 on my playlist. I'm lost in love. No, is it Lost in Love? I know Lost in Love's an Air Supply song. I'm pretty sure Love is in both titles. I don't know if I can look at my playlist while talking to you guys. Otherwise, I'd go find it. I'm tempted. I mean, I could almost start singing them. Great question, though. Great question. I need more backing. The radio show would give me more backing. I'd be on the back of a bus. But how do I get more backing, Captain, without being on a radio show? How do I get more backing just through this? I think it might take some patience. I think I'm getting more backing. My audience is growing. I get more people watching and what have you. Because if to get on a radio show, they'd want to see my... I don't know. Maybe I'm just making excuses, but heck, it's 5 in the morning. Let me make some excuses. My picture would be on the back of the bus. That might be frightening for traffic jam viewers. Get some of those hand warmer hunters you use if you don't run your car all night. Oh, no, I got a better system than that, Jack. I got this bad boy. I have this bad boy. it, ironically, your name is Jack. It is a Jackery Power Outdoors 290 something or other. Hello, beautiful. Social Debris Sports followed the live creator. Social Debris Sports, thank you so much for following the live creator. I wonder if Social Debris Sports does like sports broadcasting. I was at the gym yesterday and I had actually an amazingly good workout. Perhaps I'll get back to it. But there was, I don't know, one of the sports shows on, maybe it was ESPN or whatever, and it was like these guys were the thing was like bigger story, Rams win or Allen or Josh Allen or something like that. And I could be totally wrong on the team or the quarterback, but I think that bigger story, Rams win or Josh Allen. And I'll tell you, they really got to break down sports to fill up all that time. And I mean, I saw it's been happening for a bunch of years, but things just used to be so different. You know, you had less media outlets so less time to fill, less stuff to cover. Yeah. You know, we had a show in Chicago called The Sports Writers, and it was like 5 old guys that would smoke cigars around a table and discuss Chicago sports, but it might only happen like once a week. And now we have like 24-hour multiple channel coverage with, you know, sportscasters or dudes, usually dudes. There's women now too. That's how far we've come. We have women on our sporting shows. But anyway, yeah, just breaking it down so far. I think that was part of what turned me off of sports. During my first marriage, hold on. Not only was it the disappointment and the depression I felt during the 2004 Chicago Cubs season, but it was listening to Mike and Mike in the morning. I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. And them talking about T.O., who was I think he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was a receiver. Terrell Owens played for the Eagles and maybe the 49ers, maybe the Cowboys. One of those two teams for sure. And talking about him incessantly every day, how he acted in an interview, how he was doing sit-ups, how many catches he had, what he said. And I'm going, wow. I don't even like this team this dude plays for. Do I care? Do I want to hear this? Do I want to know what Terrell Owens had for breakfast? And the answer was no. The answer was no. So how much about sports radio is players' relevance in fantasy football? That's a great question. And maybe that is a big part of it. And maybe I didn't really think of it. Fantasy football is, I'm going to say it, it's probably a cancer going through society right now. You know, I think we've all had addictions, but this one feeds, and I'm just going to call it men's, because I think women are generally too smart to be obsessed with sports, and often too smarts to be addicted to gambling. But fantasy football combines men's addiction to football and gambling. Yeah. And I'll bet you know, and again, I'm sure there's women in it, but I don't know of any. But I'm sure there are women, but I don't know. Yeah, I bet you there's marriages being destroyed because a guy's got to watch every minute of the Seattle Seahawks Denver Broncos game because he's got the Seattle Seahawks kicker in his fantasy football league team, and so he's got to watch it. And yeah, yeah. I'll bet you it's not good for the world. I'll bet you it's not good for the world. I know guys I work with. Uh, I think it opens up Pandora's box to all sorts of other gambling and parlays and probably blackjack and poker and every other ill that faces society. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have created a big interest in football. Well, I doubt they created an interest in football. I mean, they might have opened a lot of women's eyes to it, maybe. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I guess she's brought it. Maybe makes it cool for young ladies. Pizza Puff says many stats and injury reports are kept only for the purpose of gambling. That was in a movie. That was in a movie with like Damon Wayans and Bruce Willis. And I forget the name of the movie, but it was a pretty good movie. But that's what, I don't know, it might not have been Damon Wayans. It might not have been a Wayans at all, but it was in a movie and I can't remember. Last Boy Scout. I appreciate that, Pizza Puff. You're really on the ball this morning. Yeah, it was The Last Boy Scout. And that's what Damon Wayans' character saying, uh, that his health only matters for the line in the sports book. And yeah, no, it's a pretty good movie. Pretty good movie. Makes you want to see it again. I long for good movies. I long for good movies. Hello, beautiful. I know I've already said hello to you, beautiful. But with a name like Beautiful, you need to be said hello to more than once a show. Was I ever in a street fight? Not really. Not really. Not really. I was thinking about that yesterday. I mean, I'm fairly strong and fairly big and more of a lover than a fighter, but I have a switch where I can go kind of crazy. Oh, yes, I do. Where all the pent up anger and mental health issues can come flooding out at all at once. And I don't know. I don't know if I'd win or lose most street fights, but I think you'd really have to put me out because I might keep coming back because I'm kind of crazy. And I don't want to open that up. Yeah, I don't want to open up that. You're welcome, beautiful. My brother in Christ, you remind me of those whales. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what the brother in Christ means. I don't know if I've ever been described as somebody's brother in Christ. I talk about my own spiritual journey a little bit, and maybe in some ways am bringing spirituality back to the 39 people that are watching today. Oh, but I appreciate that. Although I don't know what you mean when you say you remind me of those whales. Oh, I was talking about my workout yesterday at the gym. Hold on, let me have a little sip of coffee. I usually bench. This will be fascinating. You guys got to really listen up close. Turn off the TV. Tell your house or wherever you're listening to hush, because Ken's going to tell you about how his bench press went yesterday. I usually bench press on the benches without the other bench press apparatus, and I grab two dumbbells and I lift the dumbbells like that as a bench press would be, although I'm laying horizontally, not sitting in a car vertically, because that would be something totally different. But anyway, all those little benches were taken, so I go, hey, I used to wait or get frustrated or wish they weren't taken or get angry at the person that's using the bench to hold their water bottle or whatever. But there are a couple more traditional benches where with the bar, and you put the bar up on the rack or whatever it's called, the bench, I guess. So I decided I'd up my. Usually I warm up at 115, and instead yesterday I warmed up at 135. Go, all right, that feels pretty good. Went to 155. I go, hey, that feels pretty good. Did sets of 10 at both those, and went to 175. And usually I might only get 3 or 4 up, but I think I got 7. I don't think I got 8 up, but it was 6, 7, or 8 or something at 175. I go, wow. I wonder if I can do 195. So I added another 10 pounds on each side. A guy came by and was cleaning my bench. I go, oh, I got one more set to do, but maybe you want to stick around and I can't get this off my chest. And I got up 195 pounds once, and it was pretty darn hard. And I may have, if I would have had a spot, been able to do it again. But without a spot, I think I would have been crushed under the weight. But it made me feel good. I can't tell you. I'm 56 years old, and if on my 4th set I can bench 195, I probably could lift 210, 215 or something like that. And just once. But I'm surprised. I was talking to my brother. He and I both ran in college, and he's still hanging on to running, and said we can't run like we used to. And that's true. I think our joints have taken a lot of beating over the miles and over the years. But you'd be surprised, even at an older age, how strong you can be. Like in that sort of way, in a weightlifting sort of way. Yeah. So that's my story about the bench press. You can let the kids back in and turn the radio back on. That was as good as it gets. Let me have a little more coffee. Yeah, no grunting while lifting weights. That is true. Theodore said he used to lift a lot in the gym. Nowadays, he just does functional exercises. When you say functional, you mean like push-ups, sit-ups, and pull-ups? Is that what you mean? Probably what you mean. Good morning, Jimmy. Got some people tuning in, some regulars tuning in. They're going, what the heck? Why is he already... Why? Darn it. I missed the story about the bench press. Ken, tell us how the bench went again yesterday. Please. I won't do that, but I'll tell you how the curls went. And there was a woman in front of I usually do 30, 35, and 40-pound dumbbells with my curls. And there was a woman, I think I could get the 30s because they were on one long rack and they were there. And I think, I don't know, a couple of the weight I needed was being blocked by this little old lady doing curls. It was cute, though. It's cute seeing little old ladies. I got something to say about that in a minute. Lifting weights. Pretty soon I'm going to be a little old man. But anyway, so I had to skip the 35s and went to 40 on my second set and only did 8 of those or 6 of those or something. And then somebody was blocking the 45s because I needed to do my third set. I go, what the heck? Let's go with this. Let's just see how I can curl 50-pound dumbbells. And I'll tell you, the right arm went like this, and I was doing my best not to grunt, but I might have made out a little sound, oh, like that, but I was hoping nobody was looking. And then my left arm, which is weaker because I'm right-handed, trying to be as quiet as I could. And I said, oh, couldn't quite do it. But it was still nice trying to max out at curls. And I'll tell you, for anybody that lifts out there, I think it's way harder lifting a low weight a bunch of times than lifting a high weight a couple times. Yeah. Oh, slam ball, pulling and pushing those sleds, jump ropes, Stairmaster. I get you. I get you. I would have a problem with that, Theodore, just keeping interest in it. I totally get it that they're great workouts. But for me, I think I feel good seeing the weights increase or the reps increase in my exercises. Like, I've been working on my pull-ups for a long time, and depending on my hand position, I can maybe do 1, maybe do 2. Oh, it was like Rocky training in Siberia. I was thinking about that, but I don't like to bring up Rocky 4. I found it ridiculously disappointing. Chopping wood and... yeah. While Drago was taking steroids in Russia. I will break you. But no, I bet you they're great workouts. But again, I'd have a problem keeping track of, because you can't really keep track of reps or weights. Maybe you can. Jumping rope is a vicious exercise. It's an amazingly good exercise. I mean, I'm sure it's just like anything else. You get better at it pretty quickly. And if you're just starting out, it's extremely hard. But I was watching a personal trainer. I get a kick out of. I would struggle with a personal trainer. A, I'm cheap. I wouldn't want to spend the money. B, I'd be annoyed as hell at somebody sitting there telling me to do more, kind of going, oh, yeah, yeah, do another 20 sets, 20 push-ups. Oh. I'm sure there's more science to it than that, but that would annoy the hell out of me. I'm paying you to watch me work. Oh, let me have another sip of coffee. I work at a restaurant here in Naperville, and I enjoy it a lot. My shifts have been cut back, so that's a little disappointing because the restaurant's been a little slow this season, and everyone's shifts have been cut back a little bit. Therefore, my income's been cut back. And I talked to 2 restaurants last night about opportunities there. And one was an interview, and it went well. And I'm going back tonight to shadow a waiter for half an hour as they do their job, which is usually kind of what you do during training. But I think it's probably a good idea to do during the interview process just to see if it's a good fit or if you'd enjoy it or if it's a match for you. Kind of do the job before you're hired a little bit. So I'm going in tonight, but I'm almost feeling it would be kind of a lateral move for me. And I don't think, and there's no guarantees in life, but I have a job that I like. Yeah, the hours have been cut back, and so the money's been cut back a little bit, but I'm making do. And to switch from one to the other, when I feel it might be a lateral move, would probably be a mistake. Although I don't have to make that decision right now because I like where I'm at. I like the people I'm with and the customers I have and what I do, and I'm pretty good at it. And maybe the money would be better at this new place, and probably would, but I'm not sure of that. And would I enjoy it as much? And would I be as good at it? I don't know. And then I stuck my head in a really high-end restaurant here in Naperville that I think is hiring. And the general manager wasn't there, but I talked to one of the managers. She was a young woman, gave a great handshake. Seemed very excited to meet me. Gave her my resume, which I'm sure most people don't walk into when they're applying at waiter jobs. But this was a nice restaurant that I think wouldn't be a lateral move. That I think if they offered me the job, and I haven't even interviewed for it, I'd take. Because I'm 56, and at 56, I know they're not supposed to look at age, but I think people that are paying a certain amount for their food and their dinner and their drinks, maybe value a little extra experience or age or wisdom or stories to tell or professionalism or whatever gifts that age brings us. And I think my skill set would fit really well at this higher end restaurant. And I think the people they hire there would probably more closely match me than the people that the other restaurant I met with last night, or even where I'm working right now. So I don't know what my thoughts are about all this. Maybe just keep going and go to the shadow tonight, knowing it's not a commitment. Just see how busy they are on a Tuesday night. Be thankful for the job I have and the work I have this weekend. And I'm kind of I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday right now, when I originally got hired by the job I'm at, I was working like 6 days a week because I needed a lot of hours filled, and I was needing to fill them. But working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I mean, those are their busy. I mean, Friday, Saturday are certainly their busiest days, so that's good. But Sunday's kind of tough, working every Sunday, because I often open the restaurant, and I feel like I'm haven't been to church the last 3 or 4 weeks because I've been working every morning. And in a perfect world, somebody just asked, how are my kids? I've got 4 beautiful kids. 2 are little babies. And I'm figuring out a parenting schedule for them and have only been seeing them in 4-hour blocks a few different times a week. And my goal is to work towards getting them a couple, 3 days a week towards 50%. And I got to get myself in a better spot financially to make that happen. But I think a good place to start would have them all day on Sunday and take them to church and put them down for their nap and feed them dinner and have them stay overnight and then take them back to their mama's house on Monday morning. And while I'm at the restaurant I'm at, being that they only need a certain number of shifts covered, I can't give up one of the 3 shifts I have. But maybe at a different restaurant I could say, hey, I'd like off Sundays. You can have any other day, any other time. But I don't want to work on Sundays. See what they say. Yeah, Jamie, I agree with that. And good morning, Josh Hogrand. And Lucky Pirate Ship, my kids are great. Uh, I tell you what, anyone out there, you know, my 4 beautiful kids are my 4 biggest joys in my life. But being twice divorced, where you have 2 ex-wives and 4 kids scattered about the Midwest and trying to stay on top of your relationship with each of them. Because since I'm working Sunday, my little ones, their mama was asking if I could have them on Saturday, if I worked on Saturday. And I go, well, I am working Saturday, but I'm also going to one of my other daughter's cheer competitions Saturday afternoon. And I don't know if I have it in me to pick up 2 babies, entertain them and feed them and drive them around and then go and then work. It'd be a long day, I'm telling you. I know you guys are going, oh, woe is you. Yeah, you're a baby. You could be tough. Come on. You're a dad. But I'm just telling you, physically and mentally, it's tiring. I get tired. I wake up at 4:30. Do a radio talk show. Pick up kids. Love on kids. Go see other kids. Go to work. Yeah. Junior, thank you so much for following the live creator. Somebody said, real men work on Sundays. I don't know. I mean, okay, then I guess I'm a real man because I work on Sundays. But I don't know. I'd like to get to the point where Sundays are off and I can go to church and I can have my 2 little ones all day on Sunday. That's what I'd like. Whether that makes me a real man or not, I don't know. But that's what I'd like. And I think that seems something I can work towards. And I'd like to not miss out on going to church every Sunday. And I know I'm not one that thinks you've got to go to church to be spiritual or have a relationship with God or whatever. Because God's everywhere. Most importantly right here. But it's nice to get a refresher, invigorate your spirituality and be around it. And I don't know, be with a group of people that remind you that you're always loved and you're never alone. Because sometimes when you're a twice divorced man who happens to be living in his car for the time being, you can feel like you're all alone. And then when you're struggling with a broken heart and you're remembering back on the fond moments from a bad relationship, you long and you pine. And you feel alone and you feel unloved and you feel sad and you go, why? Why? Oh, come on, Ken. You know there's a reason. That's God talking to me back, getting frustrated with me. Feel for you guys. You guys only have me for an hour a day. God's got to deal with me 24 hours a day. Lisa Smith said, watch the service online when you can't go in person. Well, Lisa, there's two problems with that. I can't watch it online when I'm at work. And secondly, I don't want to go to the service online. I don't find the reason I go to church is to be in the room with the people. You know, that's what I love about my church. I love seeing Gary with 2 hours hold the door open for me with a big smile and shaking the hands and seeing the smiling faces and shedding a tear in a big room and feeling the music. And I don't think any of that would connect to me online. Good morning from Michigan, Cassarge. It fills my cup. Now, my cup is filled with those things, those personal connections. Might make me feel even more remote. So what I'd rather do, well, Lisa Smith, I appreciate that suggestion. I do. And I agree with you. But what I'd rather do is rework the work schedule and be able to pick up my babies Sunday morning, take them to church, take them to breakfast or lunch or whatever, lay them down for their nap, wake them up, feed them dinner, put them back to bed, and take them back for their to their mom's house the following day, at least for a start. And that is what I am working towards. It's been only a month, you know. For 2 months, I didn't see him at all when I went out to Yellowstone. Yeah, 2 months I didn't see him at all except through FaceTime, and that was hard. But I felt I was there for a purpose, to get my feet under me and work hard and build up confidence and try something different and send money back to Illinois. I was an immigrant to Wyoming, crossed the border illegally into Wyoming. Took all that Wyoming revenue and sent it back to Illinois. But, yeah, I'd see him a little bit while I was here, but I didn't have a car and I couldn't pick him up. And now I have a car and I can pick him up, and I am picking him up this morning in about 3 hours, 2 hours and 44 minutes, but who's counting? And, but I guess I'm getting there. And sometimes we want to be there. And maybe we're not ready for there yet. And maybe we stay focused and keep working on the journey and keep working on the path and enjoy the journey. Tyler says they're going to Dunkin' this morning and tell them they want the Ken Tracy. I don't think the woman will know what the Ken Tracy is. And first of all, if she did know, she wouldn't spell it C-E-Y, Tyler, but I appreciate the efforts just the same. An extra large coffee with cream? Think we can get the extra large? I mean, it's not that special to have your name on an extra large coffee with cream. I would think to get my name on it, I would have to have it be a very unusual mix of flavors. No, Tyler, you didn't. I can't tell you how many times in life I've been asked, is it C-E-Y or just Y? Just C-Y. I heard a Tracy, and I was eavesdropping. I was chilling out at Starbucks, and some woman that didn't really look particularly cheery was standing at the counter, and somebody, one of the baristas, put down the coffee and said, "Tracy!" And obviously my ears perk up, and it was this woman, and she grabbed the coffee and came and sat 2 seats next to me. And I tried to make some small talk with her and ask, "Is it CY or CEY?" She was, she, she wasn't particularly excited to talk to me. I go, "Oh yeah, because I heard the guy call out your name." I don't even know if she answered it. It wasn't the most positive interaction I've had this week. But that's okay. Let's have a little more coffee. My audience is growing right now. We're up to 61. I got all the people tuning in that says the thing Ken usually starts at 5:45. While my audience is growing, the traffic is getting more brisk out in front of me. As people are waking off and headed off to whatever they're heading off to, getting their kids to school, going to work, going for coffee, getting the Ken Tracy. Uh, but I don't know what I have for you today. I do know it's Tuesday morning. I do know I'm enjoying my coffee. I do know I'm super excited to see my little ones. Again, I don't know if Evie, my little one who's just 2 and almost 2 months, is more excited to see her dada or her car or his car. And I don't know if she just knows if she gets in dada's car, she gets to spend the morning with her dada. But I almost think she's joking with me because she comes running, ah! And then she runs right by me and goes to the car. And Augie's kind of smiling sheepishly, and I grab him and pick him up and give him a kiss. And his mama's usually got this big funny hat that covers his neck and his face, and you can barely part it. So it's usually twisted like this. And I usually paw my lips in and give him a kiss on the cheek and try and blow on his neck, and he giggles. It's a sweet thing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, it's my dad's birthday tomorrow. He lives out with my sister out in Roscoe, Illinois, which is about 90 miles away. And I don't have any plans tomorrow. Don't have my kids. Might go out and see. I don't have work. I might go out and spend the day with them. You know, we're not getting any younger, and tomorrow's never promised for any of us. Be it if you're going to be 84 or you're 56 or you're 26 or you're 16. And I don't know how many birthdays I have left or my dad has left. And he wants to sit on the couch and watch Fox News. I bet he'd like it if I was there. I bet I'd like it to be there. Might get frustrated. Maybe I'd just take a nap on the couch while he's watching Fox News and go, want to go for a walk? He might. He likes his routine. My dad's a man of routines. I think that becomes more the case as we age. Take him out for lunch. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, not original. Take him out for lunch, or I don't know. Could maybe spend the night, but I'm picking up my kids the next morning. Was wondering if he'd want me to bring out the kids. You know, I'm sure he'd love to see his grandkids, but that certainly changes things. Having the two little ones running around the house the whole time. He may or may not want it. I could leave it up to him. Don't even know if they're available. Oh yeah, beautiful. Isn't that a cute picture? Thank you, Lucky Pirate Ship. Isn't that a cute picture? Yeah, a couple weeks ago I was out. I think it might have been for Thanksgiving. And I got a picture. My dad, Augie, my sister gave Augie a bowl of popcorn. And he's 3.5, and he has Down syndrome, and he's the cutest little nugget of love. And he carried out his bowl very carefully and put it on the couch and got a seat. And my dad looked at him and thought it was a good idea, so got a bowl of his own of popcorn. Got a picture of them while they were sitting on the couch across from me, and they were both using the right hand and both putting the popcorn in at the same time. And Augie was kind of looking up at his grandpa while he was doing it. It was pretty sweet. I thought about getting him a picture for that for his birthday, and I didn't. That'd be a neat thing to get him. I mean, I could do it for Christmas. Maybe I could do it today. It probably doesn't take too long to have Walgreens develop a picture and buy a cheap frame. I don't know. Super cute though. But anyway, somebody asked my favorite coffee. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite coffee is. I'm really enjoying the Dunkin' Donuts with cream I've been getting the last few weeks. But at home, and when I have a home, I think the pumpkin spice by Starbucks is my favorite right now. It's what I was drinking while I was staying in the extended stay. And I was drinking it almost every morning. As I said, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Walmart does it in an hour. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know the cost of the even at Walgreens is really cheap as well, but I know I have the app for Walgreens, so I know how to do it on the Walgreens app. So that would make me feel a little comfortable. I'm sure it costs more than pennies. I'd probably get the 5x7. A 4x6 would be too small. 5x7 might be a nice size for that. Good morning, Frenchie named Levi. Although I could just go to the Walmart and say, hey, I have this picture on this here phone. I want a 5x7. And I bet you they could have it for me pretty quickly. And while they were making it, I could shop for a frame and put it in the frame. Good morning, Tim Lord. How are you from New Hampshire? I'm glad you're on. Every time I see New Hampshire, you know what I'm thinking of. The old guy whose face fell off 15 years ago. Don't know how many people know what I'm talking about when I say that. I don't know how big of a story it was nationally. I know it was a great event in New Hampshire history. I'm almost done with my documentary on the War of 1812. It was like a, I don't know, a couple hour documentary. It's taken me a long time to finish. I don't even really know that it was a true war. What got me interested in it is there was a barista at the coffee shop, at Pete's Coffee Shop, that was a history major. And she brought up the War of 1812, I don't know, a couple months ago. I was going, hey, let's find out a little more about it. The more I find out about it, the less I think there is to find. Yeah, they burned the White House, but Washington, D.C. was just barely going. And they were only hanging out in the White House for a day and had dinner and burned it down and left. I think Madison was back the next day. Turns out 15,000 Americans were killed during the war, and 8,600 British and Canadians were killed during the war. I don't think it was very big in really anything. We tried to invade Canada. I don't even know why. I don't even know why we were mad about anything. I mean, Britain was distracted. They were fighting Napoleon in Europe. I don't know what that war was all about. When did the War of 1812 take place? Well, you might not know that it took place in 1812, 13, and 14. I'm assuming it wraps up in 14 because that's where I am right now in 1814, and the War of 1812 is still going on. Fiona has an interesting theory on the world that there were no dinosaurs, no moon landings, no planets, and people walked among the giants not so long ago. Dave Mason mentions that Napoleon was a great military leader. He certainly was. 200 years ago. I mean, it's 212 years ago. It's past its bicentennial. How are the job interviews going? Brandon, I talked about that. I think my bigger issue, and I think what these restaurants wonder is why I'm there. I already have a job at a restaurant, and sometimes I wonder that myself. And the jobs I talk to are all very similar-ish jobs, not same jobs. But the pay range is roughly the same. And I like what I do and where I work and who I'm with and the customers I have, and I'm really good at it. So to leave the comforts of that for a lateral move restaurant that I don't know, how it would be. Doesn't seem prudent. Doesn't seem prudent. Yes, Napoleon was a very stylish dresser. I mean, honestly, I don't know if he ever dressed in anything other than his military garb. I think he went to bed with a sword. Uh, yeah. But anyway, wasn't he married to a woman named like Josephine? I don't know that much about Napoleon. And I've seen a documentary on him. That was like a world war. Was attacking Russia, and I don't know what the deal was with all that. I don't know what all this fighting is about. Tim Lord asked, why waste the time interviewing? I'm not sure, Tim Lord, and that might be what I'm coming to. That might be what I'm coming to. Oh, Napoleon owned the Mona Lisa painting and had it hung on his bedroom wall. Will Bill, I did not know that, but I appreciate you hopping on and informing me of that. Johnny Rocket said, always go on every interview. It's great practice. Yeah. Yeah. That almost so be like saying, and I know it's not, like if you have a girlfriend, date around because it's great practice. Don't you think? And I wouldn't want my girlfriend dating around for more practice. All right. Well. Napoleon used to use the Sphinx for target practice. Is that true? Is that true? I don't know if that's true. I mean, I know the Sphinx's face is falling out, just like the old man on the mountain. Just like the old man on the mountain. It seems if Napoleon used the Sphinx for target practice, the Sphinx would be in far worse shape. Would be in far worse shape. Fiona called me a Freemason. I wonder if that would make me related to Dave Mason, who's watching the show right now. Let's have a little more coffee. Wow. How quickly time flies. How quickly time flies. Hello, Amir. How are you? How are you? Yeah, been talking for an hour. I'm catching up, by the way. You'll be very excited. I'm catching up on my video editing. I think I might only be 3 weeks behind. So any shorts, reels, and TikToks you see coming out today is only from 3 weeks ago. And maybe that's one of the perks of car living is that I have a little, I don't know, I probably watch less cable. So if I'm laying here and I'm up at 2 in the morning, I go, what the hell else am I going to do? Let's edit a little video. And slowly but surely I'm cutting in and making up and gaining. I'd like to be about a week, have a week backlog of lives and be editing about a week old videos every day. But 5 weeks was far too much and 3 weeks feels better, but I'd like to get caught up a little further. And therefore my content, would be, because like I don't know, just a week ago I was editing stuff from the day after the election or just the other day. And, the content, I don't know. I don't want to be posting shorts with snow on the ground when the rest of us are wearing bathing suits and going to the beach. So I'd like to get reasonably caught up on my editing, and I'm getting there. Just like I'm getting there with having Sundays off and getting there with having my 3-bedroom, 2-bath, split level with a 2-car garage, a red Audi, 2 scooters, and plenty of kids' toys. And I'm getting there in whenever it'll be ready, not in a rush, finding a Healthy. I found a healthy relationship. It's with myself. But maybe someday opening up my heart to a woman and having a healthy relationship with a woman. I look forward to that. And yeah, I look forward to that. And I look forward to a lot of things today. Johnny Rocket asked, if I spend too much time on shorts, are they worth it? They're absolutely worth it. I think they grow my audience quicker on all platforms than anything else I do. And they're about a third of my revenue on YouTube. And they're all of my revenue on TikTok. Just about. Most of my revenue on TikTok. So yeah, they're absolutely worth it. And this is kind of uh, the meat of it. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. Am I able to save enough money to stay on track to pay off the Kia by April? Well, Otis, no, I've never been on track to pay off the Kia by April. I've wanted to have the Kia pay off by April, and that can still be a goal, but I'm not even close. I haven't even made the first payment on the car. The first payment's not due for 2 more weeks. So let's not think for a second that I am on track to pay off the Kia by April. That would take, but it's a cool goal. It is a cool goal. AI can make shorts. Yeah, they can, but I didn't like them. I didn't like them. I didn't like them. I'll tell you what else I don't like about AI. I think there's something on TikTok. There's some like partnership thing. And I had people reach out periodically asking me to join their group. And I'm pretty sure it's a bot, and I don't even know what a bot is, but it's not a real human. And it must be like AI generated messages, because they're all patterned kind of similarly, and they all call me like dear or honey or friend. And they all talk about giving me gifts. And I'm going, come on, certainly this isn't the way humans communicate. And we will give you a gift, honey, monthly. And I'm going, you're not telling me what this is, but you're calling me honey and dear and friend a lot, and it's kind of making me uncomfortable. And talking about giving me gifts. But anyway. Wow. 6:06. 6:06. Still dark outside. And I'm ready to get started with my day. I've already started my day. We've all started our day. We're all here. We're all awake. And hopefully we're all feeling good. And hopefully we all had a great night's sleep. Hopefully we all had a great, great weekend. Hopefully we're all feeling good. We're all loving ourselves. We're all forgiving ourselves. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.